Hi, my name is Tebogo Moseamedi. I'm the Treasury Specialist for the TUHF Group. Today I'll be explaining the TUHF business model and how TUHF is able to fulfill the affordable housing demand. I'll also show you how TUHF harnesses capital markets in order to fulfill this demand and provide great returns to the capital markets. TUHF is a commercial property financing business that specializes in financing affordable rental housing in the inner cities and townships of South Africa. We invest mainly in urban environments, and over the years we've financed at least 46,900 units. We are a non-bank financial institution, and our current book sits at around 3.6 billion rand. Since inception, we have financed over 7.1 billion rand worth of loans. 58% of our new loans in the previous year were to previously disadvantaged individuals. This demonstrates our commitment to urban land reform. If you look at the diagram, we have outlined how TUHF is funded. The diagram depicts the different types of funding that TUHF raises, including and debt funding. Equity is sourced from our shareholders. Securitizations in the capital markets. Securitizations make up 50% of the current funding base, and we expect this to grow to at least 70% as the business embarks on its growth agenda. Securitizations is a financial practice of pooling a portfolio of loans and selling their related cash flows to third-party investors as notes. Investors are then repaid from principal and interest capital flows collected from the underlying loans in terms of the predetermined priority of payments. Bilaterals, on the other hand, are one-on-one relationships with different funders in which funders provide TUHF with funding under the terms of one facility agreement. The third type of funding is the Tier 2 capital, which is essentially a hybrid of debt and equity in nature. The risk taken on through the various capital stroke funding types differ, and generally the expected returns move in concert with the risk. The composition of our capital base between Tier 1, Tier 2 capital and debt funding is put together taking into account the most optimal way of achieving strong returns on equity for our shareholders. Generally, capital providers are interested in investing in good, impactful assets that give shareholders, pensioners, and whoever that provides them with capital solid returns whilst aligning with their intended mandates. They have a number of criteria, including risk tolerance. This talks to the amount of risk that they're willing to take on whenever they fund a certain asset. They have returns expectations, and that would depend on the capital instruments that they use. They sometimes have other mandates that would be more impact-driven. They would use different instruments so that they can meet their own investors' expectations. TUHF offers these two key things to our investors: commercial returns and impact returns to our funders by contributing to entrepreneurial growth, livelihood being improved, fiscal impact, and local economic development. TUHF deploys the capital that it has raised to finance small, medium entrepreneurs who want to invest in the affordable housing in the areas that TUHF operates in. These entrepreneurs go on to demonstrate an ability to manage their loans and develop property management solutions. They need to be able to maintain positive cash flows, have a good ability from a character perspective, and skills to manage the affordable rentals. There are a lot of success stories that have come from TUHF funding over the years. On the other side of the business, you then have housing demand, which is simply the delivery of affordable housing that will benefit South Africans in the various metros across the country. In this case specifically, it would be urban environments. TUHF invests funds with its clients and manages its loan book in order to be able to fulfill its requirements. Like most financial institutions, TUHF sustains itself by investing in loans at a margin above our cost of funding. Equally important to the business, TUHF needs to ensure that it invests in assets with solid credit quality, ensuring that we are able to collect the funds advanced to our borrowers. TUHF's loan appraisal process looks at the project's commercial fundamentals as well as the borrower's character assessment. TUHF has a unique ability to spot potential in people, buildings, and areas. Our ability to connect, build relationships, and street-level presence sets us apart. So that provides an overview of the TUHF business cycle. I look forward to hearing some of your ideas on what we've just discussed and I invite you to post on the discussion forum.